Thank you so much. Yes, we're jumping into this one. I cannot wait. I am Machine. I'm joined by NRG, and we're jumping into Nuke. How much do they care is a conversation they just had, Henry. And
it's a good one.
How well do you perform when you don't care?
I feel like this is going to work out for NRG. I think it's a tactical map. I feel like the guy said they've got nothing to lose here. Daps, he won't be pissed off or anything that he's here. He'll be happy the fact he's still got another chance to make some great cash here. It's a team he's designed, and I'm sure he's got plans of the future. He just wants to put himself in the shop window a little bit more and show he can still frag. So certainly can as well. Lovely shots here from NRG. They've still got a lot of power within this team. First 2 kills in their favor. Fnatic, they haven't really got much to work with now, Alex.
A T-side pistol round is such a gift as well, especially on Nuke. Getting those early rounds under your belt, it does soften the blow of what is notoriously a very difficult side. Crimsy's managed to get the bomb and a frag, and oh my goodness, a second as well. Breezy's down. Smoke and a Molotov. He's got all the utility. Potentially another frag onto Cirque. If he gets this, it's a real chance. Cirque down to just 2 HP. Ethan down to 4. I think the defuse is going to be just too far away. 10-second defuse, but he is. Oh, he has a line. He's got the frag, Henry.
This could actually work out for him. It was looking like such a done deal, but JW out of nowhere, he's actually got the advantage here. It's a 1 versus 1. Ethan can't go for the full defuse. He has no kit. I think they fluffed it. NRG have given this round up. It's going to be too far gone. He cannot get the defuse, and some way, somehow, JW from the ramp room, he gets the 3-on-1 clutch, Alex. Now, let's just break that one down. The bomb was planted behind the silo, right? He could have just sat himself behind the silo and actually had full cover.
He had to so you could do a safe defuse.
You could do a safe defuse. He swung out to the left-hand side, as we saw, right? I think they just thought that was such a done deal. He was standing out towards the side instead of towards the right and being hidden. That is where it all went wrong for him, and that one mistake has cost him the round. I'd have to see a quick replay just to confirm that. But from the plant I saw, it looked like a safe plant towards lower. No problem there whatsoever.
Interesting stuff. I mean, JW, he was in ramp room when they started that defuse.
Yeah.
He had time to get down there, push out, no threat from anyone else, stop the defuse, and of course the damage done by JW earlier was fantastic.
It's one of those plays when you see all your teammates die, you were going for the big flank, and you're like, oh, sorry guys, unfortunately that didn't work out. At least got the bomb down. But then he gets that view on the diffuser that didn't make sense. Okay, we'll get into round number 2. That was quite monumental, though. It is going to be a force buy from the CTs here, and these 5-7 CZs, they can be deadly at close range. Daps about to show us why. 1 kill, fades away as well. Doesn't want to take any damage here. Ethan will take a little bit himself, but he's dished it out towards Twists, and there it is. The 4 versus 4 is going to be exist to pull them back at least to an equal situation. They have secret control.
That has been smoked, though, so how much info do they have? Daps, he probably saw another head, and now his teammates on the other side of the map, Breezy, a prime example, is pushing for info, trying to gather the numbers on that outside yard. Pushing Cirque, he's about to have a bit of an awkward fight too. Close quarters, they're pushing aggressive. He's not going to get the second. Just the one on Warehouse as Brolin gets himself a fresh mag and full health. Plenty of time for them to continue to move. 75 to his name, 3v3.
Yeah, that's a very good point. The fact there's so much time here, Fnatic have some moments now just to kind of calculate themselves and work out what the next play is going to be. You can see JW just probing toward his main entrance. They still have 1 smoke, a couple of flashbangs. Certainly not ideal. They know there's serious threats towards his upper bomb site, especially now the timer at 30 seconds. And the pistol master of Breezy, he's going to be stabbed by the vent as well. This is such a prime spot. If he can time this well, Alex, he could be on for a couple of kills, considering they're going towards that main entrance.
These are the fights. These are the fights where the pistol truly does feel like an assault rifle. I mean, look at that. One head gone, a dink on the other. Now just Brolin. He's in a 1v2. Daps, sure, he's taken a hit. 10 seconds. Does manage to get the bomb in his grasp. He's going to have to punch the digits in, though, and I think there is a possible threat from above. It is. Tarek seals the deal. NRG find the second with just the pistols.
You can see how powerful the pistols can be on a map like Nuke. Sure, it might be a scary long-range affair, but if you can avoid outside and apply a little bit of pressure, like Daps did, right? Just towards
that was all he got.
Got that 1 kill, ruffled their feathers, fell back. It kind of cost them a lot of utility at that point. Man, their execution potential towards lower, towards upper, that was completely sabotage. They have to go in towards upper. They're running out of time. They didn't check that key position of the T-vent. And all of a sudden, 1 kill comes in, the crossfires are set up, and it all collapses for Fnatic, as they'll be the ones force buying now in round number 3, and the war of attrition continues.
After the heroics of round 1 to lose to just a systematic CT setup, Daps.
He's not done, is he?
Popping heads. He started the previous round. He does the same here. Round 3, first blood. Twist forced to watch now as the rest of his team with just armor and pistols try and find the second.
Yeah, I got to speak to Dabs early in the week, and he was saying like he still feels like he knows last year wasn't a great year for him individually, but he knows he can build teams. He feels like his self-confidence isn't quite there right now at this squad, and maybe it's time just to move on. He's still got lots of playing to do, it seems.
And I mean, I think it's a question of how the rest of NRG. I know Daps is the focal point, but I truly believe their success here is going to be determined by how the rest of the other four handle playing. Notwithstanding, they've been scrimming with him, but how can they just put that aside and just frag? That's going to be the question. That's going to be the determining factor of how deep of a run the North Americans can make it.
Yeah, absolutely. And we are going to see Brolan. Remember, this was the force fight from the Swedes. And one you can't argue with too much. You've won the pistol. You're trying to shut down the CT money before it really swells. Unfortunately, though, they have not really found a single kill, let alone really damage at all. So Brolan, very skilled player. Might be good for one kill here, but Breezy with the Krieg, a weapon that's getting a lot of attention these days, will finish things off. It goes to 2-1. And Alex, unfortunately for us, it's going to be one of those rounds where we don't have much to talk about. It's a full eco.
Okay, well, I've got something to talk about.
Okay, go for it.
I'm intrigued. The T side of Nuke, it's notoriously difficult, sure. But how often, since they've been making every weapon powerful, 5.7s we've seen in the hands of Breezy can win you rounds, CSEDs, the SMGs, we've seen the MP9 find so much power in the right hands. Have we seen people master the T side, you know, not doing outside smokes, closing the gaps, using SMGs?
I feel like that's such a prevalent conversation right now, one I've really been having a lot of new games in the last 6 weeks. I feel like it might sound almost like it's too much, too sensational to even make a comment on this, but since Astralis gave up, just want to make sure this is a clean round for the CTs. It looks fine. Up until Astralis had that big streak, I feel like teams were not focusing on the map as much because they thought, well, if we want to take down the big dogs, we're going to be vetoing Nuke anyway. And I feel like that's kind of dissuaded them from putting the theory into the T side of Nuke. Now that kind of curse has been broken. I'm seeing so much exciting T sides come through.
Got Fury at the tip of your tongue.
Exactly, yeah. They're the ones that are really kind of showing it doesn't have to be played the same way. It's not to say that the system's broken outside, but there's new approaches, there's innovations being made, there's still upper executions, there's still flashbangs I'm seeing these days that are surprising me, and it's really promising to see that a map that was getting a bit stagnant and it had different iterations. People forget, Nuke has had like, what, 8 changes now overall. This is the latest one, and I feel like it's a really competitive, fun map to watch. Here we go.
Meat and potatoes now, Henry. We do have an AWP on the hands of Twist, and they do blow up the door, hoping to find a quick early line. It is going to be the Molotov smoke just obscuring his vision. He can't catch the glimpse of Daps, who was just dancing around main.
This is a bit of a stalemate now. You can see Daps aware of that AWP angle from the squeaky door. It's going to be Ethan just protecting him. You can see he's got that AK as well. Happy to take some jewels and get the one-tap headshot if required. Cirque, a very aggressive AWPer, known for his flicks, will be heading towards Secret, but not checking out Silo just yet. And Twist, the rival sniper, will be heading towards outside. Very difficult weapon to operate with efficiently on the T side.
Very non-committal from Fnatic. Bomb still at spawn, sniper still at spawn, and they start to gather after their initial probing towards the outside yard. Cirque with an AWP, though. Here come the Molotovs. How does he respond to this? The answer does seem to be to fall off.
Well, this is a really strong position now. We're seeing a lot of AWPers hold that spot. And Brolan, well, speaking of strong, he'll be getting the first headshot at the Krieg. That's Breezy down in towards CT spawn. And 45 seconds, Fnatic are waiting for any sort of reaction, Alex. They're trying to see if anyone wants to push Secret. You can see Daps, he's trying to help out his AWPer. They're trying to work out what's going on here. But JW, the absolute snake of CSGO, just makes his way through the vents. That's such a brilliant maneuver. They have no idea. You can see he's disrupted the defense, and they've got a huge advantage now.
Enough presence shown outside to get eyes away from Squeaky. JW, he sneaks his way in, gets a huge frag on Cirque on the rotate. Now they start to sprint. 20 seconds, though. Time is a problem, and Daps, he still has a good shot at this one. Gets the first, not the second, but Tarek's there to trade. 17, they have to start getting that bomb down. Still resistance being shown by the American. Now just 1v1. JW does shut him down. Ethan left and does have time for the bomb plant. So, JW, they heard the scope. He knows he's locked into it. Tries to bait him out, and he'd fall straight into the trap. Ethan, 1 bullet was all he was allowed to fire before JW shut him down.
That's such a classic JW round. I can't even begin to break down how cool that was to watch. So the fact that, as you mentioned, his teammates have found that kill outside. They've done a great job at taking aggro away. It's going to force reactions. People aren't going to be watching every single position. That allows JW to sneak down there. He gets to the vent silently. He doesn't drop. You notice he was holding crouch when he was going down there. So silently makes his way down, gets that guaranteed kill towards lower, removes their sniper, and at that point comes down to the 1v1. But what a sick player was. Smoke a decon, preempts the CT swing on that, shoots through. Just a really kind of masterclass in how to clutch out.
So comfortable, but half of that happens without him even having to think, and Cirque finds first blood. The first for NRG in some time. Now they have to operate at a disadvantage. What do you do now, Fnatic?
It's a difficult one to give up. Exist, not known to be a sniper, but JW is a bit of a rifler sometimes. It's going to be trading blows here on the CT side, but it is the advantage for NRG for now. 3-2 overall. 4-3 in this round. Exists still with the AWP, and that's pretty much you have to work with. To slow things right down, go towards ramp. But if you're NRG at this point, if someone died towards ramp room, I would be livid. You do not need to be challenging in ramp. You need to be holding a position where you get a bit of intel, and then you drop down. We can see there's one CT waiting on the other side. He's just going to be trying to get that intel. It's Tarek right now. He's got backup from the ramp as well. Tarek takes the aggro. This is so beautiful.
They paid such a heavy price for this. Bomb's loose as well. Tarek's repositioned. He's going to pick up Exist. Beautiful handling from NRG. Not only Cirque, who's managed to find himself not only the 1 but 2 on different sides of the map at the start and the end of the round, but he did have that support from Tarek. Patience being shown by NRG and a 4-2 lead.
Yeah, I feel NRG, like, sure, they're playing. It's going to be a laboured tournament for them, right? There's obviously some difficulties within the team, and Daps wasn't supposed to be here originally. But still, like they're a strong tactical team with some of the best riflers in North America. That sounds like a bold statement. Trust me, it's an accurate one. And they can cause some damage here. On the CT side, they've got some momentum now. This is best of one as well. Anything can and will happen on Nuke. And the fact on the CT side, they've got a strong start now. They really could open up the floodgates, as now they're up against just P250s, a couple of Deagles here, no armor. There are 2 smokes available. So to me, that suggests this could be one of those players that try and get the bomb down and he smoke outside, throw a player down vent, go towards ramp. There's just something to try and cause a bit of chaos here, but it's unlikely they plan.
So the bomb is on the hands of Brolin. They're smoking him across. They're hoping they can perhaps get him across just as the smokes plume. And that's the bomb carrier gone. Obviously scooping it up. And Daps, oh, he's just going to spray through. He's catching them all. They can't find a single chance to get across. JW is hitting his crouch key, but that's not going to get him much further. Just descending now, the remains into the lower part of Nuke. Bomb in the grasp of Crims, down to 45 with just a Glock. I mean, you could not be more naked. So it's going to be a question of, I mean, you're not even planting at this point. You've had to, I mean, what do? Try and steal away a cheeky org? Not going to happen. Tarek's still set up.
You're like, you know in your heart of hearts, that's what's happening. But like any kills like that, and like that, there's always a chance this can happen, Alex. He said the plan might not be on the cards here, but a couple of kills, that's $600 for himself. He's taken money out of the pockets of NRG. That's actually not too bad considering that's a full eco. So that's not the end of the world. It's 5-2. It's still very early days here, and it's considered to be, I dare say, the most CT side of map we have in the pool, but the way it's kind of evolved in the last few weeks, maybe that's changing.
So you're talking about NRG and how it will be a laboured tournament. I brought up the bracket. I was interested. We can actually catch Cirque's first frag. Look at that. Just the second. He counts the seconds, catches Brolin as he emerges through the smoke. But I'm looking at it. They play the winner of G2 Greyhound, the winner of this one. A winnable game. A winnable game. Their qualification for playoffs will likely be Astralis. That's the barrier, the brick wall that will stop them from the playoffs. And already, we do see one. Ethan's already taken down JW. Brolin opting for some high ground. Fnatic, they love these outside smokes. They've got so many variations as well. There's some that just don't even block off secret, just go towards warehouse and spawn.
It's absolutely true. Cirque this time finding himself in a bit of bother towards that secret position. Takes a lot of damage from the flames, but still they have the advantage. And Daps is he's being very upfront today, I have to say. Not as tentative as you might expect from an in-game leader. He's ready to frag and show he still can put up numbers. And it's position for Cirque. Always good for 1 kill. And they haven't really done a good enough job there of taking him down. They're not going to be able to trade out kills. It's 1 by 1. He's absolutely loving it. They'll get him eventually, but that's enough to win the round. Maybe not.
Bite your tongue, because Brolin, he's not done yet. A huge double kill supported by Exist. Does have utility. Smoke 2 flashes between them. Tarek's going to be the first point of resistance, and Brolin, he's not expecting this one. Already been caught. He will be eliminated. It will fall to a 1v1. Bomb is in the hands of Exist, though. He has the info, and he has the angle. Through the smoke, catches Breezy. Now, chance to tickle the bomb. Gets the info and gets away. Has to hit the shot, though. Has to be clean. It won't be. And Tarek does feel like he's had a huge amount of presence. 12 frags already. We're into round 9.
Yeah, he certainly has star power potential. He's come into this team, and it's difficult to actually say this. They've arguably got worse than some maps. You know, like some things have dropped off, but it's just a matter of time. I feel like with Stanislaw coming in as well, this is going to be one of the scariest teams in North America. They're going to be knocking on the door of Liquid, extra firepower coming in.
Yeah.
You look, let's look at the names on the right-hand side of the screen right now. Last year, you might not have heard of them too much, but Ethan and Breezy, their rifles are just world-class. They're absolutely fantastic. Cirque, a gem somehow unearthed by Daps and brought over to North America. The Bulgarian bulldozer, we're calling it, is absolutely unreal with the AWP. Tarek, major winner, and done some great things in CS. Yeah. He's lifted many trophies, be part of the backbone of some successful teams.
And let me piggyback that with the Stanislaw description, which is probably the highest fragging in-game leader North America's ever had.
Absolutely.
I mean, you know, that's an exciting prospect. It certainly is. Cirque, very much just default AWPA tutorial brought to you by the Bulgarian bulldozer. Take a shot, fall back. Take a shot, fall back, gets 2, damage done. We're into round 9 now, and we do see JW's signature weapon. The sword off is in play, ladies and gentlemen. Where's he off with that one? Nowhere. Hell is where he's off to. Breezy sends him there.
So for those not familiar, maybe you haven't been catching Counter-Strike for the last 5 years or so, when we used to play Cobblestone, there was one player called JW that sword off shotgun pretty effectively, and it was quite a scary prospect. But for now, it's Tarek just fending them off. He'll probably go down after the second. That's the bomb down, though, so round should be secure, but they want to keep it as clean as possible. Unfortunately for JW, the shotgun does not deliver any sort of frag this round, but it's always exciting when he brings it out, that's for sure. Exist with the AUG, looking to find another frag. Not going to happen. NRG looking very comfortable, Alex.
Conversation starter on Exist's death there. If he had an M4 and wasn't scoped in,
sure,
he'd have had a lot of time to react to that. This is a conversation I was having with Dupree recently. I was asking about his thoughts on the SG and the AUG, and something he couldn't get used to and has actually opted to go back to the M4 is that sight. How much vision you sacrifice while holding your lines. You really have to, it's very specific to certain maps where you are comfortable holding a line without the peripheral vision you would otherwise have from the M4. A lot of players are starting to realize there is a price to pay for that additional range, for that additional sight. You do lose a lot of your peripheral.
Oh, this is now a huge round.
He's aggressive. Look at this.
I love this from Daps, though. He is throwing caution to the wind. This time, it'll be thrown right back at him, I'm afraid. Crims will be ready for the aggression. And CTs can do that on Nuke. It's just a very difficult shot. Daps isn't able to do it, but he might as well keep continuing with this campaign because they've already lost the frag, and they're actually falling back from the T-spawn area. So the CTs want to push a bit further. They might be able to catch them off guard here, but the upper execution is looking incredibly likely.
Patience from Breezy at the moment. 3 members of Fnatic are just to his left. A separation of thin metal. He pushes aggressively to catch Exist. That's going to be a lot of information. They start to charge into the site, but he is going to be a wrench in all of this. He takes Twist down. Not another, though. JW already on site. Tarek enough to stabilize, and Cirque... I was going to say Cirque and his friend, but it is going to be Cirque to finish things off. From Heaven, does manage to catch him, but a 1-for-1 trade goes in favor of NRG.
Well, there we have it. It is going to be another 1 versus 1 finish there, back and forth. Some Rock'em Sock'em Counter-Strike towards outside, especially. I like the push there from Daps. He's been quite tentative so far from main entrance. He has been showing presence. He's been swinging out for kills, but the first time he's really pushed towards T-spawn. Didn't work out for him, but they didn't panic. They managed to funnel them towards the outside area, and at that point, it actually works out for them.
Jesus, 28 for not just 2 members of NRG. 150 ADR for Tarek. He's been having a great CT side, and Cirque well into the 100s as well with 12. 28. I can count, and I want to make that clear.
You do a very good job at counting sometimes.
Thanks, man.
Oh, and Cirque.
He's done it again. Finds one outside. Doesn't matter if there's smoke or not.
Yeah, that's wonderful. The thing is, like, you don't see many Star AWPers shine on Nuke. Like, maybe Device is an exception, but AWPers don't tend to look that phenomenal on it. But he really is putting on a bit of a clinic here, Cirque, and he wants a bit more here as well. Looking towards that squeaky door, detects presence towards outside. There's so many angles he has to check. For now, JW holding squeaky, and we have got a set up towards outside. It's Crims and Brolan finding Daps, and now will that be the cue to make their mark on the upper side?
This is awkward for Cirque now. He was counting on Daps. His back's no longer covered. He's got to play close quarters. Brolan, that's 2 with the SG. Ethan, quick response. That's the bomb loose. He needs another one, though. There's 2 more charging towards his location, and now all on Crims. 1v2.
He wins these, Alex.
He's got time as well. He doesn't have to rush this.
He didn't quite grab the bomb, though. If he got the bomb just then, he would have been okay.
It's in hut, and Tarek's got a perfect line on it.
I don't think he's aware it's in that corner, though. They won't be watching it as like a hawk, like you would imagine. But out he comes.
That's a fight. That's a tag. It's not enough. Breezy with a double as well. Ethan and Breezy, we're talking about them before, both of them finding 2. And 9 now on the CT side of Nuke. I mean, yes, expecting a lead, but perhaps not one as great and grotesque as this one. The money's screwed for Fnatic. This is looking double digits.
Yeah, even with the max loss bonus, they haven't really been able to get those plants down. I think they've had one in the last 6 rounds, so that's a bit of an issue. And speaking of one of your star players, your sniper especially, Twist, he's 0-11. Now that's not a massive talking point usually in a best of 3. We'd say the T-side AWPers not going to have that much impact, but this is best of 1, and you've beaten it into Nuke. You've allowed yourself to get to this position. It's an unorthodox map to play in a best of 1, to be honest. And against a team that's got nothing to lose, I'd say this is probably not the map you want to play.
But follow-up question, he's the T-sided AWPer. How much T-side AWPing do we see on Nuke?
Exactly. So it's understandable he's not going to have a huge amount of impact, but I'd feel like if you're a team like Fnatic right now, let's play to a map where everyone can get stuck in and you can really punish the fact they might not be at 100%. Like CT side of Nuke, NRG set up there, they don't have to do a massive bit of homework. They know how to play this map. They've always been very good at it. So we are going to see Cirque outside once again up against these CZs. Deagles, yeah. My point is it's like, considering the context of this matchup with Daps like just being removed and replaced, I would not want to play them on Nuke, especially if there's a risk you start on the T side. That's where I'm a little bit worried for them.
Well, we'll see how it continues to play out. The whole other half for us to dig our teeth into after this, and we'll see what the Swedes have up their sleeves. But for now, things fall silent, and it is just sidearms, a bit of utility as well. Will be an upper execute, I imagine. And that's the sound cue Ethan needed. You heard that? Glass breaks, smoke released.
We'll see now if that's going to be enough. Smoke down certainly stifles their efforts. They have CZs, 3 smokes, and they got the flashbang as well. Dab's patrolling outside. This is a really nice spot. He's not going to push T-spawn off that. He's confirming they don't need the orb to be focused outside right now. He's read the money well, and they're just going to set up. They'll probably smoke towards Heaven. Maybe try a player down towards Vents, we will see, but here comes the full commitment. The bomb's not going to make it down, that's for sure. Ethan mowing them down, there's no problem at all. Didn't really have to break a sweat there. He styles on them for the final kill as they find double digits as well, Alex. 10-2, Fnatic, I'd say tactical timeout at this point. Let's work out how we're getting these 3 or 4 rounds.
That was a really nice, and I know I'm going to sound like a complete noob here.
No, do it, I love it.
That setup on upper site, it's such a fantastic little anti-eco setup.
Sure.
You had Tarek playing on the bomb site holding main, and you just had Ethan holding the hut cross, right? It's the cross to his teammate.
Exactly.
Like that's everything. What are they going to do?
The best crossfires is when you're covering each other. When things go wrong, you can both switch and adapt.
Both kind of off angles as well.
So it's really nice. Really, really nice. That's a good point. Round 13, no orb this time. I don't think Twist will be bringing that out at all. Hasn't had much luck with it. Cirque has just been hitting absolutely everything, so probably not worth it. Didn't take the tactical timeout, at least I wasn't aware of. We were chatting quite a bit. But I think this is the point you really do want to make one. They're waiting for CT aggression towards ramp. That's going to be JW. And look at this nice adjustment. Cirque has been secret steps outside. Heaven, he hasn't gone ramp yet. It's a really nice round is to throw that in when they might be adapting, when they might just be changing things up. He drops a smoke, suggests he could fall back off this and rotate out with someone else. But JW uses that opportunity to actually cross her, and actually might be enough. We'll see. The flashbang. So I don't love that smoke from Cirque because he has allowed JW to get through, and they think ramp's completely covered now for a good 10-15 seconds, but Fnatic have it.
Oh, and Tarek's going to get caught. He actually switched to a nade. That's a perfect display of how surprised he was. He's not dead, but this round could be. So much control already achieved by JW and his stroll. Ethan's rotating towards Decon. There's already 3 Ts flooding the site. Once he's got a shot, and he's got a kill. JW gone. Bomb site control relinquished, though, and a 4v4 with the bomb down.
It's such a difficult retake here, but in terms of utility, NRG certainly have the upper hand. They have smokes, they have incendiaries, and they have position up Decon as well. You can spam those rafters. Ethan trying to do just that. Gives himself a smoke to give himself point of access towards the bomb site. Cirque still aware of the presence towards outside. Flashbang's coming in now, and this can be a very difficult hold. The wallbang's coming through. Twist gets his first kill of the half. Ethan coming through. Good trades.
This is so naughty. He dropped into the smoke just as they pushed. He can just hide. He's disappeared. It's the perfect cover. Problem solved. And that was gorgeous. Brolin, of course, providing the supporting act, providing all of the frags necessary, but by disappearing, if he got found, 3 eyes start looking for Brolin at the same time. They didn't have to. There was a second. There was a bit of paranoia, and he just evaporated like a magician with this little smoke bomb.
It's really cool. And like I said, one of the most difficult bomb sites to retake, just due to the fact now they've changed Nuke up. You used to be able to access the vents and be able to go towards the lower bomb site, no problem. Now you have to go all the way around the back. So once the bomb's planted, CTs don't have presence. Very difficult to get back in there. But I love that move from JW. As I mentioned, sure, Cirque, it looked like he did a good job, but there's a reason we smoked that shallower choke point towards ramp. You enable them to have trophy room. That's fine. If you enable them to go past that and you think think it's clear because you've fallen back. He threw the deeper smoke towards the lobby side.
Okay.
It allows JW just to sneak through at that point. It's a great move by him, but if he had the shallow smoke, JW couldn't do with it. He couldn't risk pushing into ramp and checking if it's clear. So that was just that one tiny bit of information, which makes Counter-Strike such an awesome game, by the way. He saw that little mistake and he exploited it, and that cost him the round.
I mean, if you want to do a tutorial on how to find gaps in Counter-Strike, JW just stare at his demos.
Absolutely.
He sees a smoke, he hears a step, he's a frag on the other side of the map. Anything can give him the info he needs to find that gap. Admittedly, not been working out well for Fnatic. He is top of the scoreboard for them, and once again, you can see him bounding towards Squeaky. No nade on the door this time, and so that gives him a bit of a new opportunity. I'm actually going to focus on Crims because he's fighting outside. Little does he know, and he hasn't found that out with that death, that there are 3 CTs going aggressive towards yards. They have all of the info they need now. JW looking to catch them on rotation and does so. Ethan heard the door and still fell. Now Cirque, he's Molotoved off. He's going to force way back towards Heaven. And once again, the lower site will be charged by the remaining Fnatic players. Taps towards radio though, smoked off.
It's that lower bomb side again. You can see this execution makes it incredibly difficult to deny the plan, but still they maintain the advantage. Breezy will find JW, who has been the protagonist throughout this T-half campaign. 4 versus 3, but still very difficult to make this one work as the crossfires are established once again.
Ooh, tagged up. Twist has to keep a grip on this one. Exist does already. Tarek down. They're going to start to gather. They're all going to be coming in from the same door. It looks like a Molotov. It's a perfectly timed Molotov. Brolin's got the support he needs to provide. Just has to hold this radio push, and he does just that. Cirque's gone. Breezy in sync, and Twist will wrap it all up. Put a bow on it. We've got ourselves another for NRG. Fnatic, though, they do seem to have found a recipe for success.
And they've broken the money of NRG. This is just in time. A 10-5 half on the T side, you're actually okay with that. Like, you're the favorites going into this one, considering NRG and their complications right now. It was looking really rough, but now that 10-4, almost certainly going to be 10-5. I say almost certainly. I do this quite a lot.
Yeah, careful, careful.
You get what I mean, though. Like, they've got a huge chance of taking this 5th round, and for me, that's enough. If they win pistol second half, they're right back in this game, as we'll see. Shotguns, scouts, 5-7s, always can be problematic, but no tag found, and it means they've confirmed it's essentially a force buy, and we'll see whether Fnatic can make this a clean one.
Oh, JW wouldn't. Didn't pull out the knife. Shows he's taking this one seriously. Exist catches Cirque as well. Brolin descending down secret, and it's no secret that Daps is dead. Ethan and Breezy, though, they're stacked up. There should be a trade here. There will be. That Mag 7 does its job, and he upgrades to an AK, but a mammoth task ahead of him. 1-3-3-7 the score. He does have to look rather elite if he wants a chance at this one, and I hate myself for saying it, but bomb goes in. And it's the last round. He's got to have a go.
Chances
style
are
points.
limited.
He's got to have a style point here, Henry. I'm expecting he's going to run through the Molotov. He's going to 2-tap 2 heads.
Well,
second Molotov, he's going to run through the second Molotov.
Through the smoke as well.
Through the smoke. No kit, of course.
Yeah.
But he still defuses it. 10 seconds left.
Yeah, I believe him.
Yeah, here we go.
I was unlucky.
In a different world, he wins all that.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is our first game of the tournament. It's 10-5, and Fnatic are back into it. Can they win the pistol in the second half and bring it right back to a scoreline in their favor? You're going to have to find out after this very quick break.
Take a dive before you dry out. It's the only way to live. You can't be without it, baby. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Try before you sign off. Shit can kill the sick. Free all. Purple sky, let that night come with peace. Anywhere you wanna be. Anywhere you wanna be. Yeah, yeah. Hold up your sign, though. Lay down on it. Lay down on it. Lay down on it. Show what you gon' do. They don't want all it. They don't want all it. They don't want all it. Pick up panel to be right on. Yeah. 'Cause no one really gives. Don't look back, I'll keep your eyes on. Long ago. Doesn't matter what it gon' cost. Never gave a shit. Real soul. Let it take a hit. Hey. Who's getting high on emotion? Look around. People fight all their life for some peace. Yeah. Look around. Fancy cars and the smiles of the ocean. Purple sky, let that night come with peace. Anywhere you wanna be. Anywhere you wanna be. Yeah. Hold up your sign, though.
ESL Pro League Season 9 Finals, Day 1, Game 1. I'm your machine, and I'm joined by NRG. I was about to say I'm your host.
I know.
Okay, I am your caster. It's so cool. But either way, NRG, Fnatic, second half jumping in. And a quick reminder, starting this event, we've added some trivia and polls to your Twitch stream. To access these polls and take part, hover over the stream and click on the red and white icon. Same again to close it.
Absolutely true, Alex. Here becomes the second half. We switch things over. NRG now on the T side as they head towards ramp. They have no utility as of yet. I assume they've used one smoke already, which has been used towards the upper site. They focus towards ramp, and as usual, you want these younger players, the ramp players, to make sure they drop down. They don't want to overcommit, and we're going towards heaven here. This is aggressive, and Crimson exists. They're stepping up. They're finding all the headshots required, but surely a couple of trades will come through. Breeze will get them. 3 versus 3. They take the advantage and the plant towards upper.
They're spread out, and they're going to get 1v1. Daps has a fight onto JW, all on his own. No trade possible. Twist is a little late to the party. He knows where Daps is. The call's going to have been made, but he's got so much else to clear. And in the meantime, his teammate Brolin, he is towards hell. There isn't a kit in play either. This is looking very dicey. Twist has to have a bit of a hero moment here. Brolin, he's drawing the attention of one that enables Twist to start the fight and connect it. Now looking towards Hut. Tarek's quick. And Brolin, he's too far away, as is the bomb. And that will surely just be a consolation frag if he can find it. Yep, does avenge his fallen comrades, but nothing more.
Yeah, I didn't love that from Breeze, but it looks like the round's absolutely under control. The bomb is going to be well far gone. It's going to be Tarek to close things out with 2 kills in total there. So it was actually looking very good for Fnatic. That was technically a 5-on-3, but remember, they were scrappy kills, right? They were always going to go down. They actually did well to get 2 kills there. I love that push from NRG because the natural inclination if you're a CT side, if you lose ramp, straight towards lower. That's where they're going to head. That's the natural place to go towards. That's the bomb side, right? It's very rare to see a team focus towards a heaven position like this, but it makes sense. You've got Glocks, right, up against USPs. Let's take that range away when they're rotating, when they're not expecting it. Sure, you lost the first 2 picks, but Breezy makes up for it. They plant the bomb, and they've got a great chance of winning the second round against the CZ.
He was just unzoomed as he got the jump, fed a frag on a plate, decided he wasn't hungry. Tarek pushes towards the warehouse. He's going to get a whole lot of info of Twist, lock him in towards spawn. JW in the meantime does manage to keep them at bay. That's a fantastic smoke. That's going to buy some time for the CTs to stabilize.
Absolutely, and they've tagged Breezy in the meanwhile as well. So this is actually not too bad for Fnatic. They've at least stabilized here. They've contained NRG towards outside.
Twist, he knows that all of that control has been foregone, and therefore we'll have to retake it. He's literally locked in spawn. And I can say literally here, Henry. You can't call me out on that one.
I know, right?
He is literally locked in spawn. I say that could change. There's the tease. They know they've got yard, and they're choosing to use it. Bomb just picked up now by Tarek. His retrieval mission was a success. But still no bodies to hit the deck. An important round as well for Fnatic. If they want to stay competitive, they cannot forgo the initial 3. They're going to be staring down, what, 13, 14? They need to get something cheeky, and they need to get it early.
Well, luckily, NRG, they head towards lower, but that's not so lucky. JW gets his head blown off there. And it's always good to send that MAC-10 in first. If there is two CZs waiting the other side, that's the gun you want to give away first, right? If it gets the opening kill, fantastic. Couldn't be better for you. They got a Molotov towards the ramp, smoke the other side. They can go for an open plan here. It doesn't have to be the silo plan. So you can see Tarek on the side. So now they can actually see that from window, ramp, and the double doors. They don't have to worry about decon at all. They've already got ramp locked in with those smokes down. CTs, yeah, they're better off saving
terrifying.
here. It's a really horrible save. Like, you don't like to call this one. You've got pistols only, but you get a second bite of the cherry next round at least. You'll still have your CZs, your armor, and your HE and flash. You might as well keep it.
So I've noticed that NRG, when they're taking the site, the lower site, and I say this, actually, I should probably... Fnatic were doing it too.
Sure.
I see a lot of tendencies for everyone groups radio to take the site as opposed to opting for doors or decon. Do you think is there a reason for that? Have you thought about that at all? Why radio does seem to be their main point of
interest? Oh, you mean down towards the window room and lower?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So because it seems like such a great point of access, it's good for trades. There's not any angles for CTs to really hold there, right? They can't necessarily drop an incendiary to hold you out of that position because they're there as well. They've already used most of the utility towards ramp. It's like one of those
that
positions.
doors fight is awkward. It's too direct
two
corners,
angles. You have to
90
open
degrees.
the door, then you have to look two angles,
Yep.
and just going through window, if you can get two players in there with ideally MAC-10s running through and just clearing it out while your teammates smoke decon. They're worrying about shadow, close right, that's all covered.
Yeah, okay.
Window is a really strong part of the map to take over, and once you do get that bomb down, as you mentioned before, CTs are kind of think about retaking it. That's why they have to save the CZs, but it does allow them to have a chance here at this third round, I suppose. They've got scouts, deagles, couple of CZs. Unlikely they get it. 13-5 is a strong possibility here, but a team like Fnatic, you never know.
You certainly don't. JW's bought a Zeus. I love it! He's done it! Daps gets electrocuted, and he gets a MAC-10 frag as well.
What?
JW doesn't have to spend a lot to do a lot. That is for sure.
He had a USP, no armor, and a Zeus. He gets 2 kills. That's pretty wild.
They call that a Zico.
Yeah, that's not bad. That is exactly what it is. Lovely shot from Cirque. They still have a huge advantage. Unfortunately for Fnatic, yeah, they got 2 kills, make it 3 now, but they haven't recovered rifles, but still in contention for this round.
I think NRG are just going to try and have to talk that one through. Daps is going to have to explain that he did just get Zeused in a professional game of Counter-Strike.
The problem is you're going towards the tightest choke point on the map. Like, I never like it when I see players go towards ramp when they know they're up against pistols, especially in, they've saved CZs.
Sure.
But still, a 2-on-2.
Doable.
It's definitely doable. They're going towards Heaven right now, and that should be okay. Exist is watching towards Heaven, but he's got the Deagle. If he had the CZ, it might be a better weapon for it, but we'll see whether he can get at least 1.
And so, first shows, and Ethan actually... Oh, he gets 2! Exist! A double kill. Spectacular work from him. And that is an important round for Fnatic. We said they had to do it, and that's exactly it. Ethan and Breezy, they weren't checking, and now the Swedes, they've been given a second shot.
Well, there we go. We have it. It's going to be Fnatic right back in the driving seat here. It's a round they desperately needed. It should have been 13-5, but now 12-6, and money's still there for NRG, but... wind in the sails of Fnatic now. They've got some Khalils from the previous round. They've got the Orb for Twist, who had a very quiet first half, remember. He currently sits on 5-15, so stepping things up and still plenty of time to get his teeth sunk into this game.
We'll have that HUD back up and running shortly, but thank you for staying with us. Does look like we've got a bit of a technical hitch. I like getting them out of the way at the start of the day.
Exactly.
Just get that all done, and we can have a nice and smooth day 1 here in the Occitanie region for the EPL Season 9 finals. Still, I think they're still fighting Fnatic. That was enough. That was enough of a round to convince me.
That round, all bets are off now. They can bring this back and even win like 16-13 or something. The CT side of Nuke, it really can be quite scary to be up against it. Fnatic know it.
What are they doing? There's just a big dot, a lump of NRG.
Yeah, they've all made it to secret, I believe. There's all 5 players made it down there. I think they have. We'll have a look to see whether that's confirmed. Yeah, Dab's leading the charge down towards lower, and we'll see whether he can actually open things up. It's going to be a trade for now. Oh, I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. We're not getting any of this on the stream.
No, I think we're on the delayed feed right now, so we're gonna have a bit of. We can sound really smart here, Henry.
Okay, I see exactly what's happened here. So we're up 5 seconds.
We're on the replay machine.
Okay, I understand. All right, well, for now, it is a 4-on-4. I can confirm that. Broland towards lower with the Orc. He's still alive for now, holds towards Shadow. There are 43 seconds remaining in this reality, and ours is about 30.
Let's cast off this one. Let's pretend we can't see the future. 35 seconds. Brolin is waiting around. Twist still looking to find the early pick in. Brolin is going to have a chance for 1. Breezy overextends and gets shot from behind. A flash trying to delay. 25 seconds. Time still ticking away, but the bomb does go down and already traded off. Ethan gone. I don't know how many members are left. Cirque goes down as well, and Tarek, I imagine, was in a 1v1.
We'll find out. Here's Tarek.
That's hard. That's a real challenge.
4 players to find. It's not going to work out.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was a real test for you there. Baptism by fire in your first game here in Pro League.
I think he's alone. I don't know. 1v something.
But no, it's all good. It was the NRG on the force buy there. They had 4 rifles, to be fair, but a distinct lack of utility. 1 player on the PT-50, that was Ethan. They went towards lower, successfully got towards outside. As you noticed, 5 players down there, but Fnatic very aware of it. It's not like they had no idea. The smokes were down, and they had players down in towards that lower bomb side, ready and waiting, and they have forced out an eco for NRG here. So CZ's Deagles, that's about all they have. Just a note, no armor, and 1 smoke and a flash. So maybe a player down the vent. That could be Ethan, who is looking to get in that position, but it's JW who's in towards that main entrance in a great position now to maybe get the first frag, which he does, take Cirque down, and that should confirm things. 5 on 3.
Yeah, I mean, take a look at Tarek. He looks like he's got an opportunity to at least do some damage with that Deagle. Heads can poke out, and his crosshair placement second to very few. JW does take him out of the equation, though, and now just Breezy and Daps. This is looking like a comfortable 8 for the Swedes. Daps has only got a Glock. He tickles J-Dubs, but Breezy's there for the trade from Squeak. It's going to be finished off by Crims, and we are going to be getting this one underway. I mean, the gap's starting to close for Fnatic. I'm looking at the money from NRG as well. Not ideal, but plenty for the AKs and the SG. Have you taken the SG for a spin? Have you fully given it a go?
I have. I just can't get on board of it. I feel like it needs, you need to, retrain your muscle memory from the AK.
The spray as well.
I've got 20 years of that under my belt. So for me to pick the Krieg up, the taps feel great. I'm like, oh, I really get it. Then as soon as it's close range, I fall apart.
Here's a really fun fact. I told you I was talking about these weapons to Dupree. An observation he had made is if an enemy strafes left, because the spray pattern is a hard left, you can't track them if they go right. If they are strafing right, if your target's moving right and you want to spray, you're dragging left. You literally cannot track them.
That's such a funny little
Isn't that
note.
interesting? So you have to hope for the fights go your way. You can fight against an SG by strafing right. There's a pro tip.
Well, we'll see whether NRG can harness that power, as Breezy and Tarek will have the Krieg going into round number 21 here. And at this point, Fnatic look likely to at least tie things up to 12-12. They really do look quite established on that CT side. Orp will be in position. It's going to be Twist towards the garage position, looking towards Silo. He's trying to negate those smokes, as no one has crossed just yet, but Daps is getting in position to do so. He throws a Molotov in towards Secret. And at this stage, going to boost a player up and towards red. That's Cirque, who is ready and waiting to take down the first player that will challenge him. But you can see Fnatic quite defensive here. They're happy to give up outside again. JW pushing Squeaky.
Of course he is.
This could be problematic.
Ethan, I mean, is he checking this? He knows he hasn't had the info, and it does look like he's already looking quite paranoid towards the Squeaky side. Does he clear that close corner? Already, Twist has taken a hit. In the meantime, catches Cirque. JW, that's so much. Not only a frag, but the bomb loose too. Now Breezy has to pick up the pieces and does so. Can he pick up the bomb? Crims is there to challenge. Not necessarily, actually, towards main. Bomb retrieved safely. Daps does have some degree of yard control, but Crims is just staring at his cross. Quite a passive hold as well, with 20 seconds left. Breezy and Daps, they haven't really got a way in. They have to walk into these orgs, and actually, that's a start. Crims gone. Exist does manage to trade, and now all on one man. Breezy from behind is going to be Brolin down now. 10 seconds. He has to find 2. Twist starts the round and ends it. And we have the 9th for Fnatic, and this is the comeback. I can hear them from here.
I like that. You can hear them getting fired up, and it seemed like Fnatic, they're normally known to be quite a kind of subdued team, not too loud, but it's nice to have them shouting, getting into it. They know this has been a great effort to get back into this map so far, and it's going to be one of the first few timeouts we've had so far. It's called by NRG. They're currently sat on around $3,000 per player. Loss bonus starting to get there, 4th stage right now. There'll be a maximum to the next, so they definitely can justify Deagles and armors right now.
Sure.
But these are the rounds you can win. We talked about the upper execution potential on a map like Nuke. If you go CZ, Kevlar, couple of smokes, Molotov flashes, you have a serious chance of getting Molotovs on the site, flashes in, bomb down, a couple of trade kills, there's a chance to win the round. Will they get those nades though? That's the question.
Are you integrating any outside presence when you're doing an upper take? Do you want to be coming from main, or is it all through that hut and door?
Well, it's about those outside smokes usually. This sort of round, it's difficult to really justify that, but let's say it's a gun round and you've been doing those outside smokes every single round. You can throw those outside still and go for the upper execution at the same time.
You want
just
those
to
CTs still there.
You want to show those tendencies that you've been displaying every single gun round. This is a straight on ramp rush here, and Brolan, he is actually playing this very well. That's what I'd like to see. Just fall back, don't give any frags up, and Twist is there to make sure no one gets towards heaven.
That's the call. That's all he had to say, is they're coming to me, and I'm going to be in a perfect position. Has the headshot angle and has a double. Won't be the triple, couldn't quite get the spray. As Henry was talking about, muscle memory, a whole new weapon. You spent 10,000 hours with one, now everything's different. A powerful weapon, no doubt about it, but JW's making the M4, the retro look very easy. Double digits now for Fnatic here on the CT side. We said, you know, that don't count them out. Absolutely not. This is the CT side of Nuke, but it was a couple of those hero rounds at the start of this half that gave us the belief, and I'm sure probably the players as well. They're starting to build quite the bank.
Absolutely. Now they have a buffer. You'll start to see JW try those more aggressive plays. He'll be pushing Squeaky. He'll be pushing Ramp. He'll be trying to probe towards T-Spawn from outside because they have established finances now. Enables him to take some risks here, and that's what he's so good at. We saw on the T side. That's his play style. He takes the Counter-Strike rulebook, Alec. He throws it out the window.
Oh, so
he's not happy about what people usually do. He likes to go against the grain. We'll see if he can do it again as we get into round number 23. Dabs towards outside with the smokes we discussed before. He's already made it to T-Red. So smokes are down, but notice it's just him outside. So this is a variation of that outside execution with maybe players focusing towards ramp. We'll see what his teammates are up to.
It's a 3-2 split. 3 high, 2 low for Fnatic on this defense. They've invested their AWP into lower, so that's going to be a very safe call. Nothing secret. JW, he's just got into that position and manages to catch Cirque. Twist in the meantime under threat in lower. JW, he can't help them though. He's got so much else to worry about and he gets caught in the hot box. Couldn't get out of that Molotov, and now Twisty has to win this fight. And he does! Close quarters, that's huge. Daps, he was the linchpin in a bit of a lower take, and now everyone lost and forced towards ramp. Brollan, ready to receive, gets just an opportunity. Tarek, too quick on the trigger, and we have ourselves a 3v3.
Yeah, this is anyone's round, but Fnatic still look comfortable, but Twist needs to hit at least one of these shots. He gets one, takes Tarek down. Breezy will hit a fantastic shot with the Krieg, and this is an absolutely massive round here. 2 versus 2. Decon is the threat, and Crims can't deny it.
Safe plant. Call on one. There's one unknown. They don't know where Exist is now. He's gonna have to make noise. The call surely would be made. It's a very quiet step, and Crims catches Ethan in transition, trying to set up. One man, then Breezy, 2 to find. He knows they're coming from either side, one beneath him. Is he going to take the fight? It shows... Oh, that's quick. Crims, he was in Decon for so long, 30 seconds passed, and a predictable second frag enables a very comfortable 1v2.
Yeah, Crims hit such a stunning shot as well from Decon. It looked like that would have been enough, but Breezy, as I mentioned, coming into this game, one of the most talented riflers in all of North America. You give him an opportunity like that, and he's always going to come out on top. Twisted well to even get the one frag he needed. We said he needed one, he got that, but here's Breezy just closing things out. Really nice stuff with the Krieg, and we get into round 24. We are going to have the AWP have a twist again. Like we said, the money's still strong on the Fnatic side. NRG need to be careful now. They need to at least get the bomb planted here. Sure, money resets aren't as prevalent as what they used to be, but still, here's Crims now pushing towards that main entrance. That's exactly what I'm talking about. They've got the established finances. Yeah, they just want to kind of steal a kill away. Any default they had in mind, any set piece that was going to be set up, now has to be recalculated.
A very stressful conversation to have with 90 seconds on the clock and changing your mind. It's not easy to do. Ethan outside, he's so committed to this now. I mean, there is no way out of this without a fight. Smoke makes his presence known. We'll block off main. They'll be able to take some outside control. A Molotov as well will enable him to drop. Fnatic, they're just playing the waiting game. They're in the site. They go from a spurt of aggression to just back up into turtle mode, and it's working.
It's all very quiet for now. Advantage Fnatic, outside control for NRG. The Swedes are fine with that, however. You can see they're aware of it. Exists, not the best position, but he did well with the Deagle before. Maybe even go a step further with the Orc this time. He'll be the one patrolling towards heaven. 2 players there, and they only have a couple of flashes, so he's relatively safe. There's not much they can do to flush him out there.
Bundles of utility, 2 Molotovs in 30 seconds. If they get these first frags, they can lock them out, and they do. Still got nades, but so much pressure being put on JW. He does bait them out, forces them to look at him, and Crims and Brollan are there to pick up the pieces. 11 now for Fnatic. They're starting to create quite the string of rounds. It's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row, and then backing up with the reset now. That's going to put a lot of pressure now on NRG. Yes, they had the lead. Yes, they had a comfortable lead, 10-5 half, but currently 6-3 in the second in favor of Fnatic.
Yeah, absolutely true, Alex. And now that takes them down a peg in terms of the loss bonus. They don't get the 3,400, they're at 2,900. So you can see now everyone's at about 3K. Really not a great place to be in, and you can feel Fnatic getting closer and closer as they have to take another partial buy with the Tech 9, CZs, Mac 10s, and the Squeaky rush, and his JW is looking like a brick wall on there.
Every round we've watched JW, he runs main and he sprays the vent. The corner of the vent, the squeaky door push, Cirque does shut him down eventually, and actually, interestingly enough, gets the Deagle headshot, takes the Tech 9. He's expecting some close quarters and a bit of a sprint in his step for the next step in this round. There's only 3 of them. there's only a smoke grenade, there's only a Molotov. They really are bare bones, and their whereabouts do seem to be pretty sussed out. Brolin, he's been somewhat of a turret here on ramp. Falls back when he needs to, but certainly not the case now, as he's going to catch one. Should have been two. Cirque lucky to be alive, but he's got a scrap of health that can't be finished off by Twist. The HE could do it, though. Daps closing the gap towards him, forcing the AWP away. Gives him a bit of a 1v1, but the rest is going to be done, and we have ourselves another Fnatic round, and almost a spotless one at that.
Almost. Just JW after getting 2 frags that was dropped. That's about it. And Cirque with 0 chance of maybe finding a kill at this point.
You're so scared to say 0. This is because it's Counter-Strike, man.
That's the whole thing, and that's a lot of people get upset when I say this round like it should be done.
Yeah.
But amazing things can happen. You have to remember, like the talent on the server, the impossible can happen sometimes.
But
right?
that's the beauty, and I've said it once and I'll say it again. By saying it can't happen, by saying it's not possible, when it becomes possible, when someone is so talented at the game that it becomes possible, then that is a spectacle to behold in itself.
And it's a special moment, and that's why we build it up like that.
Imagine a caster having to, after a big moment, go, "Oh, I guess it was possible. Sorry, guys, I got that one wrong."
Yeah,
you know, like, Jesus Christ.
Oh, this is actually looking, speaking of possible, very possible now for Fnatic.
Yeah,
they are right back in this game. On the CT side, finally, NRG are able to scrape together some guns. They get 3 Kriegs, 2 AKs, and bare bones utility don't have everything they absolutely need. And JW this time positioned towards ramp. He's just moving around every single round as being a nuisance. Daps has to negate flames, and JW maybe a little bit too aggressive this time. Him and Brolan try to challenge towards that ramp, but Twist knows he needs kills here. Lovely shot. That will do. He brings it to a 3-on-3, and Daps, we know he's towards lower, but exists. Oh, he won't check the vent.
He didn't see the leg.
They don't know at all. I don't think they know they've passed.
He saw a little glimpse of Daps' Gucci shoe.
The Gucci slider just
Gucci
slipping
slides,
on by.
Man. And now, Ethan's close by the door. Daps is going to completely surprise them. Hello. Nice to see you. Bomb down. Retake's going to be tough. Twist and Exist. It's an AWP. It's a really the opposite of the ideal weapon for a situation like this. Exist, a lot of pressure on his shoulders. If he finds an early one, Twist can arrive on the scene and potentially do some damage. Doors open and no real chance or way in at the moment for these 2 CTs.
Yeah, it's not looking good though. NRG with a Molotov there as well. As soon as they get information as to where one of these CTs are, that Molotov's coming in. Ethan, lovely shot. That should lock things in. Twist to the AWP. It's a great weapon, but not on the post plants towards lower. 14-12, NRG. They've actually kind of bounced back. The last 4 rounds, they've picked up 2 after a really slow start, after dropping that 3rd round against the Pistols. So they are now in touching distance of closing out this best of 1, but still anyone's game here with money still looking pretty good for the Swedes.
And the great bank of Fnatic has just been wavering just a little bit. Just an MP9 for Crims. Everything else, absolutely fine. Everything's hunky-dory, but just an SMG for Crims. That was it. I told you.
I didn't know it was that.
You didn't see the Gucci slide?
I didn't see it. You did spot it. That's a very good, astute observation, Alex.
Eyes of a hawk, me.
Yeah. Well then. CTs, yeah, they have 4 rifles, one of which is the AWP. Crims on the MP9. Not the end of the world if you play it correctly. NRG will be dropping the upper execution. We talked about this, Alex. The flames all over the bomb site here. Exist had to try and fend them off. Doing a great job so far. Oh, through the smoke. It's breezy to bring it back to a 3-on-3, isolating one player on the upper bomb site. That's going to be JW. We know he's been strong so far, but he needs to try and stay alive as long as possible.
There is a timer on this fight. The smoke's about to clear, and Twist is going to have an eye line. 5 seconds at most before he started the fight. Brolin's there as well, shows face, bomb was going down, and now it's a 1v3, they know exactly where he is, and this is a problem. An AWP, they can hold close corners, you have to come to them.
Yeah, and they know it's Twist as well, and he's synonymous with the AWP, right? So they know that's the weapon he's going to have. He's fired off a shot. He's taken down a 16. That's going to be map points to NRG at this point. Absolutely. Deny the rifle as well. That's nightmare mode now. Breezy, just to note, 4 kills on the upper bomb side. That's the execution. We saw the Molotov on the hut above the rafters as well. They've cleared out those 2 risks. They've got smoke segregating the bomb zone, was cutting it in half, right? Yeah. They can focus on the CT vents. They can focus on the hut, the squeaky door. Somehow get a kill through the smoke as well. That's always beneficial. And at this stage, NRG should close out the game now. They've done enough. They've broken the money right down. They've got map point. They're up against 4 pistols, 1 scout. But remember, it is Fnatic, and NRG historically have struggled against these sort of rounds. And we'll see whether they can finish this one out. Best chance you're probably ever going to get to finish off a game. This would be it.
Oh, the wall bang. JW, that predictable start has come back to haunt him. Down to 46 through hut. He only needs 1 HP to get a frag with that CZ, though. You turn your back, you walk out and check the other corner. That CZ is there to strike. No one better to wield it. There is a kit on him as well, but at the moment, NRG full control and a comfortable situation for them. Bomb in the hands of Ethan. He's being escorted by Tarek, top of the scoreboard for his team. They've sent the muscle to escort Ethan on this very important Protect the President mission.
Such a difficult round here for Fnatic. They've lost outside control. They know they don't have the range to really do anything about it. Someone has to step up. Brolan has taken matters into his own hands. He's pushing around. They're going in towards the hut. You can see why they're doing it. Trying to close the distance here, trying to steal some rifles away. It could work out. The attention taken. Damage done. CT's actually making this work. Now Daps needs to find a couple of kills. He's isolated. Oh, it's all falling apart, but still, they maintain the advantage. Exist gives his position up, and unless he finds that kill, I feel like it's the game going against them. Twist, once again, the last player remaining, Alex, with the scouts.
He has had to have this feeling 5-6 times this game, left alone with really no shot at the round. You just have to kind of have a go. It's a tough feeling for a professional player, strive to win, and yet you know that your odds are just so far stacked against you.
Yeah, and this is NRG. Remember, they've just replaced Daps. He wasn't expecting to be here. They're opening up the tournament with a victory. Best of one, a great position to be in the format. Move on to a best of 3 next. You can be in the playoffs very early on. Great result there for NRG, and Fnatic are going to be gutted. They've let that one slip by.
Wow, they are going to be facing the winner of G2 versus Greyhound in that best of 3 you're talking about, Henry. But a huge win. Take Fnatic down a peg straight out of the gate with